breaking news regarding the future of Neymar. What's going on?
Yeah, it's the first time that someone from the club has officially talked about Neymar, and it's Leonardo, the new sporting director, who was given an interview to a French newspaper, Le Parisien, for the tomorrow's edition, so Tuesday's edition. But we've got the quotes already. I've just been sent them to me, where Leonardo says that Neymar is for sale, that Neymar can leave PSG if there's an offer that suits everyone. He goes on and saying that we all know the situation, everybody knows the situation, i.e. that Neymar doesn't want to be in Paris next season. He also confirms the contact made between Barcelona and PSG. He calls them superficial contacts, and that there's been no offers yet from Barcelona, but clearly, and we knew that PSG were willing to sell him. We broke the story on ESPN FC 3 or 4 weeks ago with sources, but this is the first time that someone at the club officially says that Neymar can go if there's an offer, that Neymar actually wants to go, wants to leave PSG, doesn't want to be there. Leonardo says no player is bigger than a club, not just PSG, but than a club, and that Neymar doesn't want to be there, so he will have to go. He says we'll have to negotiate and talk, and whoever wants to buy him, but right now there's no offers, so he's still a PSG player technically. But for the first time, and that's a huge development obviously in the story, PSG is saying that Neymar is up for sale.
He's going to go, isn't he, Jules?
Yeah, I think he's going to go. He wants to go back for what he calls home, Barcelona. I think Barcelona are very much open to buying him. They said they can both buy Neymar and Griezmann. Griezmann will be the first one, and I'm sure Neymar will follow. It's clearly the desire of everyone. Now, we know for sure, because Barcelona have said via Bartomeu, the chairman, that they want Neymar back. Neymar said that, or has hinted, or sources have said around him, that he wants to go back to Barcelona. Now, PSG have said that they're willing to let him go, and that Barcelona was the most likely destination. So it looks like now they have to obviously find an agreement, and that's a big if, but I'm sure they will find an agreement and Neymar will go back to Barcelona this summer.
This makes sense, doesn't it, from PSG?
Yeah, and I think it was getting to the point of no return when they came out and said earlier, and you know what, we're changing the way we approach the treatment of superstars,
right,
and that people can just do whatever they want. And they might as well have said, we're going to change the way that Neymar behaves around here. And if he's not willing to do that, or we're just not going to go down that path anymore, he gone. Now, it makes sense in the idea that PSG is looking to go in a different direction, and all power to them. But in negotiating purposes, the fact that you open in the door and say, well, he can go if he wants to, I don't know whether you can maximize then what you get from Neymar. You're going to get a good offer, but not the best offer. Not the best offer that you could have gotten. It's just negotiating 101. When you just linger him out there and say, you know what, there you go, you dangle them out there, you say, go ahead, you can go, then Neymar is free to negotiate with whoever he wants to and in the terms that he wants to, but it may not be with PSG's best interest in mind.
I mean, listen, you're going to add 2 great players, but now you've got 4 attacking players that would start in pretty much any team. You got Suarez. What are you going to do with Luis Suarez? Are you going to sit him? Probably not. Lionel Messi, I know he's getting a little older, but he's going to play. So you have Neymar, Griezmann, Suarez, and Messi. I mean, you're definitely going to have to rotate the squad, and your coaching ability and ability to communicate and keep everybody happy is going to be one of high-level quality. And certainly in a couple of years, that it looks like it'd be a great move.
Yeah.
Because Suarez will be a little bit older, and so will Messi, and so then now you have 2 really talented younger players. But it would be really interesting to have those 4 attacking players at a PSG.
Jules, ideally, what do PSG want? 200 million, 2 players? What's their ideal situation?
From what I'm being told, ideally for them, they would want 2 players and around 120 million euros. One of the 2 players is Coutinho. They really like Coutinho. And the other one, because they can't ask for, a top player either, they would go for someone who maybe hasn't played as much. For example, Nelson Semedo, the right back, who Barcelona don't want to let him go this summer, but it's someone that PSG would be very willing to have as well in that deal. So the problem with those deals, PSG know that Barcelona can't pay 250 million euros for Neymar, or even 200 million euros. I don't think that's possible after buying Griezmann. So PSG know that the most likely deal is a cash plus player swap. But that's very difficult to organize because obviously the players will have to agree. And what's the value of a Coutinho? What's the value of a Semedo? They have release clauses, but that doesn't always tell you the value of a player. So it's difficult. They will have to somehow find an agreement whether it's only cash plus one player, cash plus two players, some loan, or whatever. And that's why I think it would take us to probably very late in the summer. But I think, like we've said, I think there's no reason why now it's not going to happen.
For more, sign up now for ESPN Plus.